There's never gonna be a point in which you feel like you're finally ready. You're probably not taking action on the things you know you should be because part of you believes that you're not ready, that you are not good enough to start doing it and to get results. And that's preventing you from taking action on the things most important for you and for your success. For example, if you want to start making videos, you might spend all this time daydreaming about, oh, I'm gonna have the best lighting and the perfect framing and I'm gonna deliver it so just elegantly and my words are just gonna flow and I'm just gonna have the right emotions. And you can spend all this time just envisioning this perfect outcome. But when it comes time to actually record the video, you've created all these expectations of how you think it's supposed to go, so that when you actually do it and it doesn't meet those expectations, you freeze up and you stop taking action because you start to become afraid that you're not good enough. This underlying belief starts to bubble up from under the surface, and it prevents you from continuing to take action towards your goals, towards your dreams, towards your success. So where does this belief that you're not good enough come from? Well, it's something that most of us have to some degree or another, and results from what's called conditional love. It's near impossible as a parent to fully unconditionally love your child, and there's no reason to put any blame, but it helps to have this understanding so that you can move on from that and start doing the things you want to do. So how does this conditional love work? Well, for example, if growing up, your parents put the expectation on you to get certain levels of grades, and let's say they want you to get all A's and B's, and you dip down into a C in one of your classes. Maybe they ask you like, Oliver, like, what's going on here? And as a child, you might perceive that as them not loving you because you are not up to that standard. So you develop the belief that in order to be loved, in order to be good enough, I need to get a certain grade. Another example would be, let's say in class, you're just being a kid, you're being loud, you're getting crazy, you're acting out, and the teacher is like, hey, be quiet, we're trying to learn this lesson. Let's say you resist as a child. You're like, no, I don't wanna. Well, the teacher's gonna be like, you go to timeout, you're bad. And they might even tell your parents. So then, as a child, you develop the belief that if I speak up, if I'm expressing myself and being loud, then I'm not good enough to be loved. So no wonder you go through life being suppressed, being quiet, and not being able to use your voice and to project. This is something that I've personally struggled with for years. For the longest time in school, I would always mumble. I would mumble all the time to where my friends couldn't hear me, my peers couldn't hear me, my parents could not hear me, and the teachers could not hear me. Because that same thing happened to me. I was a very loud and unruly and excitable, and I had a hard time just sitting down and focusing, so I would get yelled at for those same things. And then for many years after that, I was terrified to speak up and to be the center of attention because I was afraid of those feelings of not being good enough and of not being loved. So that stifled my potential for many different things. For my ability to have good relationships, because I never felt good enough to fully express myself. I could never truly be confident in who I am and what I have to say, because in the background there was always this underlying belief that I'm not good enough. So how do you address this belief and let it go so you can start taking the action that you need to be taking to get towards your goals and your desires and your dreams? Well, you have to go to the cause. Just like I said, you need to go back to when you first developed that belief and look at the other reference experiences that backed up that belief, the self-fulfilling prophecy. The way that works is that once you first develop that belief, you're going to start taking action in line with that belief, which that's just going to further reinforce and deepen that belief that you should stay quiet, or you're not good enough unless you achieve a certain level of success or results in other people's eyes. So by going to the cause, you can then look at it for what it is, understand why you've been the way you are, and then from that point of understanding, that point of awareness, you can make a change. And with that change, you can create a new belief. A belief like, I can express myself. I can be loud in public, and nothing bad is gonna happen. Now, I don't mean just like go around, running around the streets just like, just like screaming. No, that's not relatable. Come on, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's probably something I would do, but I wouldn't recommend that you do that. And then once you have that new belief set, it's time to create new reference experiences to back up this new belief and create that strengthened bond in your mind that's gonna help you take the kind of actions you know you need to be doing. And then once you're able to create these new beliefs to yourself, your entire reality can change. Now that you have this new level of belief in yourself and your ability to express yourself, that's gonna allow you to be far more confident and far more comfortable with being who you are. And when you can truly be who you are, that's when you can feel at peace. That's when you can let go of the anxiety and that weight and that pressure that you have to achieve a certain standard, because you're already good enough as you are. Because you know that. And you've had experiences to back that up. Your brain needs proof, not promises. Repeating to yourself in a mirror, I am loved, I am good enough, I am good enough. That's not gonna change anything. That's just gonna create a disconnect between what you think and how you feel. And it's actually gonna be counterproductive. That's why a lot of mantra meditations are BS. They're not actually getting to the cause of why you don't feel good enough to begin with, why you don't feel loved enough to begin with. It always goes back to the cause. Every single result has an initial cause. However, it can be very, very difficult to find those causes and to deal with that and to create a structure, to create those new reference experiences, to build those new beliefs on your own. That's why it's so crucial to find somebody who can help you along that journey. To find people who have done that themselves personally and can guide you and take you by the hand through that process of building yourself back up while breaking down those old destructive habits. If you've ever felt like you're not good enough and you know you're not living up to your potential and feeling that peace and living the life you know you could be, leave a comment down below and tell me about it. And let's talk, because it's time to destroy those limiting beliefs and to get you getting those results you know you can have. So that's about the end of my little rant about conditional love and the results and effects of that and what you can do to change those beliefs. If you enjoyed this video, got anything from it, or any part of it just resonated with you, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe. That really helps with the channel. I really appreciate your support. And new video coming out daily. Peace.